Hello children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. This is your teaching guru in a simple study system. Okay, and this is your maths lecture. In maths lecture, this is the lesson number 4, angles and pairs of angles. Okay, in this lecture we are going to study about the different type of angles. Okay, so here it is given some questions. First we will solve it and we'll further go. Okay. Write the name of the angle shown alongside. So here is the angle, that is angle ABC, which is on the long side of the question. Okay. So write the name of the vertex. So vertex B. Vertex B. Now what is vertex? The vertex is the point which joins the two arms. That is the ray. Okay. That is ray BA and BC. And forms an angle. Okay, so now write the name of the arms. Arms means we indicate with it ray. Ray AB, ray BC. And next question is write the name of the points marked on the arms. There are points. Okay, these are the points. This point, and this point. So these are on the arms. Arm means the ray. Okay, so point A, point B and point C are the points on the arms. All this will form an angle. Now next point is the interior and the exterior of an angle. Now what is the interior? What are the interior points and the exterior points? The points that are inside the angle are known as the interior points and the point outside the angle are known as exterior point. Now let us see which are the points that are inside the angle. Now this is an angle PQR. Okay, here it is given angle PQR and the points that are interior to this angle are point M, point N, point O and point T. Okay, and the exterior points are points G, point D, point S and point E. So these are the points. These are the points that are interior and exterior to the angle. And the points on the angle as we have seen is the point P, point PQ and point R. Okay. Now let's move further. Now we'll study about the adjacent angle. Now here the angle is given, that is angle B, M and D. This angle has one arm, that is the ray. Okay, here is an ray, that is MQ. Okay, and as a common vertex. Now how adjacent angle means there are three circumstances from which this angle is formed. That is, one, it should have a common vertex, common arm, that is MQ, and two rays that will adjoin the vertex M. So adjacent angles, that is ray MQ, common arm which is inside, and an common point that is interior to the angle. Okay, now angle MBM BMQ and QMD, these two angles are formed because of the ray MQ, that okay, common arm, and the interior point, that is Q, and has in common vertex, that is M. Now here some points are also given why it is not an adjacent angles. Why? Because BMD and BMD BMD and BMQ. These are the two angles which are formed. It has a common vertex, that is M, but it does not have a common arm, that is MQ, which will form these two angles. So the ray MB is common in this figure, that is on the one side. Therefore, angle BMD and BMQ does not form an adjacent angle. Now here it is given the point. Two angles which have a common vertex, a common arm, and a separate interior are said to be the adjacent angle. There are three circumstances in which the adjacent angles are formed. That is the common vertex I said before, a common arm, and a separate interior that is on the inside of the ray, which forms a two angle. Okay, this is an points that has to be remembered to form an adjacent angle. Now this is the practice set 15. Now observe the figure and complete the table for angle AWB. Now points in the interior as we have learned before. Okay, this is the angle AWB, and the points in the interior are points R, point N, point C, and point X. Okay, these are all the points that are interior to the angles. Now the points on the exterior. The exterior points are point T, point U, point Q, point V, and point Y. So these are exterior points. And points on the arms of an angle. Points which are points that are on the arms of the angles, that is point A, point W, point G, and point B. This was the first question. Now we'll go to the next question. Name the pairs of the adjacent in the figure below. Now here it is an angle. Okay, which are the angles that are adjacent? This first angle, okay, A and B and C and B. Why it is adjacent? Because it has fulfilling the three circumstances to form an adjacent angle. That is, it has a common vertex, that is point N, common ray NB, and the interior point, that is point B. So this will form a common angle. Now we will further go to the and one further go to the next angle, that is now it is given an angle, but we will first search the common arm that forms an angle. So this will not form a, this is not a common arm, okay, to because it is not dividing into two angles. So here it is, we have found the common arm, that is point arm ray PQ, that is ray PQ. Okay, in this two angles are forming, that is PQR and PQT. Here the circumstances are fulfilling to form the adjacent angle, that is point Q is the common vertex, PQ is the common ray, and it also has a point interior, that is point P, separate interior point. The angle TQP and RQP are the two angles which are forming the adjacent angles in the figure 2. Now we'll further go. Are the following pairs adjacent angles? If not, state the reason. Now here it is angle PMQ and RMQ. There is PMQ and RMQ. So it is forming an adjacent angle because it is fulfilling the circumstances to form the adjacent angle, that is MQ. And it has a common vertex and also an interior point, that is point Q. Now angle RMQ and SMR, does it forms a adjacent angle? Let us see. That is RMQ and SMR. SMR, okay, that is SMR and RMQ. It will not form because it is not fulfilling the circumstances. That is, point M is the common vertex, but it does not have a common arm that will form the adjacent angle, and does not have an separate interior, that is the interior point. It is forming on the one side, that is RM. So it is not an adjacent angle. Now third is RMS and RMT. RMS, 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 okay, and RMT, RMT. So it is also not forming an adjacent angle. Why? Because RM, that is on the one side, the ray RM is on the one side of the angle. It has the common vertex, but it does not have a separate interior and a common arm that it will divide it into two different angles. SMT and RMS. SMT and RMS. Does it will form? Yes, it is forming an adjacent angle because MS is a common arm in between the two angles, and it has a common vertex and a separate interior. So this was the first practice set we have completed. Next part we will continue in the next lecture.